Okay, now we're live on YouTube. Happy Uno de Mayo, everybody. Who else do we have on here? Donovan. Good morning, Donovan. Okay, let's bow in. Get started. Ready, steps. Tension. Let's start with 50 jumping jacks. So this is going to be a pretty intense movement drill before we move on to the technique. Ready, begin. 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Good. Now we're going to split them. So left foot forward, right foot back, right arm up, left hand down, and then we are switching. There and back is 1. All right. 50. Ready? Begin. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Good. All right. Now we're going to do a 3-part drill, and you can do any number of reps that you want for each one, but try to get through it with proper form, but pretty quickly. We're going to go 50 push-ups, 50 squats, 50 sit-ups, and 50 swimmers. If you guys don't know what swimmers are, it's these. And sit-ups are going to be all the way up. So 200 reps, but you may not want to do all 50 reps of the push-ups back to back. That might be, a bit much, and you want to still try to move. So the idea is that whenever you stop, you're going right into another rep of something. So instead of doing like 20 push-ups and then resting, shaking it out, and doing more push-ups, just go right into another set. You got to remember your numbers for all 4 exercises. So it usually works better if you pick a number that you want to hit for each one and just cycle through that, like 10 or 15 or 20 for each one. So squats, push-ups, sit-ups, and swimmers on your stomach. Okay? Any questions? I think we're all good. Okay, great. Let's do it. On your own count, begin. Push-ups are the worst. Keep it going. Full range of motion, guys. Good. We're getting there. Keep going. All right. Keep going, team. Keep going. Deep squats, deep push-ups, full range on the swimmers. Or computer work if you're Sam. It's okay. Good job, Angie. Good work, Donovan. Good job, Simon. Simon, try to hold your collars on the sit-ups. Yeah, not on these. Good. Donovan, you done? No, we'll keep going. Just go into a different one. You can rest the muscles that are burning while you're working the other ones. Good. Good work, good work. Donovan, you all done, buddy? Okay, good. Got it, Angie? Are we still have push-ups? Got them? Okay, good. Okay, so we're gonna go into just one session of breathing, and then Professor Cameron's gonna take it over with some drills, and then we'll come back after that and do some Q&A. So I'll probably post a challenge this week for this type of breathing. And so let's do one set now. Now, we're gonna be holding our breath at the end. Your time's probably not going to be great because right now your body's using quite a bit of oxygen to feed your muscles that you just worked. But I like doing this every morning, and I try to remember to do it in the evening. It wakes me up, It makes me feel a little bit of a buzz, and I feel alert and just good in general. So when we're tired, we can do this. We don't have to do all 30 breaths like we're about to do. You can sometimes get the job done with 3 or 4 just to kind of wake yourself up. But we're going to do 30. And most of you, if you've done class, especially on Saturday, we've done quite a bit of this. So we'll do one set. And the way we do it is a full inhale and then just a release of the breath at the bottom, not a forced exhale. So one breath is, and then you see how the exhale is just kind of like letting it go. And we're going to do 30 of those. On number 30, let it go. Don't push any more out. Just, and then just close your mouth, close your eyes, and just hold your breath. If you want to time yourself, you can do that. But the whole point of this drill, right? Because sometimes we do this just like a lot of the drills that we do in class, and we don't always understand why we're moving a certain way. Are we just warming up, or are there real applications to the movement, right? And then you learn a technique, and you're like, oh, that's that drill. I get it now. And then you start thinking about it in a different way. This breathing mimics a state of training where your body is like kind of deprived of oxygen because you're really like fighting a lot. And the whole point is to be able to remain calm when you're not able to take big breaths. So what will happen is this: when you get to the 30th breath, and I want you guys to frame and visualize this. When you get to that 30th one and you exhale, really quickly, you're going to feel like in a few seconds, you can be like, oh man, I don't have any oxygen in my lungs left. And that can be a little panicking, but you will have oxygen, like more oxygen in your body overall. And the idea is just to calm yourself and understand, like, I'm good. I've got oxygen. I've got enough, to hold my breath a little longer. And then you start taking that idea and you apply it to your training. You're sparring, you're exhausted, but you can still breathe a little bit and continue to fight. So this is a great drill. It's got 1,000,001 health benefits, but we're not talking about that. Just for the jiu-jitsu application, this is great for keeping you calm under pressure and allowing you to survive and get back into a rhythm, so we don't just go downhill when we get tired. Okay, so let's get ready for this, all right? Okay, so kind of take in a couple of breaths. And then you can go on my count if you want, but it doesn't have to be my rhythm. I'll let you know when we get to 30, and then you'll take in one big final breath, dump it, and hold, just nice and relaxed. Here we go, team. Ready, begin. Ten. 20. 30, last one. And when you're ready, keep holding. If you'd like to hold a little longer, if you're done, you're done. The challenge that I want to put out is going to be doing that when you haven't just exercised, and you do about 3 to 5 sets of it, and then to post your breath hold time. Don't do it underwater or in a bathtub, right? You just use a timer and you just be honest. You don't take in any little cheat breaths, right? You just be honest with yourself. But what you'll find, if you time yourself on set 1, maybe you'll get like a minute, set 2, closer to a minute and a half, set 3, you're probably pushing into 2 minutes. I did this one time where I committed an entire hour to doing this, right? It was like breathe, hold your breath, and then do the cycle again over and over. And my best time was 4:08, but my first round was like a minute 5. So you will be amazed at what you can accomplish if you really saturate your body with oxygen like this. And it feels really good too. Okay, we're gonna get to some more drills, and I'll post a video explaining that a little bit better, post it on the leadership page. Make sure you guys are on the leadership Facebook page so you get this information. And now Professor Cameron is going to lead you through some movements and drills, and then we'll come back to the Q&A in about 20 minutes, okay?
Okay, team, let's stand up. So we're gonna stretch. So here, we're putting most of the weight on our hands, and we're just gonna bend our knees going back and forth. Don't keep the weight on your feet. Keep the weight on your hands and work on the mobility, bending your knees left and right. Good, now from this position here, so we're still in the same position. Now I'm just gonna open my arm up, stretch, come back down. So do 10 on one side and then do 10 on the other side. So just back and forth, team. So opening up your chest, 10 and 10. Good, when we're done with that, all right, team, everybody finish up, finish up. So when done with that, we're gonna go to the ground and we're gonna do our base switch. So just our basic base switch, but just add a hip up. So switch your base, hips forward, switch, hips forward. So add a hip up every time we switch our base. Good, now from this position here, so we're gonna swing our leg, just like we're doing kick the door. We wanna do it one side, so we're gonna do 5 and 5. So I'm gonna swing my foot in front, come back on the same side, swing, come back. We're gonna go 5, we're gonna do 5 the other way. So on my counting, so that foot's gonna stay off the ground the whole time. Ready? 1, swing, 2, swing, 3, 4, 5. Good, put it behind you. Switch your base. 5 on the other side. Ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. All right, team. So now let's go on our backs. So you're just gonna do our bridges. So hips up off the ground, so your belt's off the ground. Hips up high first before we do our twist. So make sure you get full extension up and then twist at the end. Hip up high, twist, twist, practicing our bridges. Let's go, team. Okay, that was shrimp in place. So from here, straighten your legs with the shrimp, pull them back, stripping in place. Let's go. Good team. Now do our triangle. So here, hips up high. Triangle, flex both your feet at the bottom. Hips off the ground. Triangle, flex both your feet. Let's go. All right, time team. So this next one right here, so we do our bridges, but we do more visualizing. So we're imagining we're escaping from bottom side mount. So here I'm gonna bridge, but I'm gonna get my underhook, and I'm just gonna walk my feet and come all the way to like my turtle base around. So find your space, just bridge up, and it's like I'm grabbing a single leg, I'm walking my hips around, and I'm coming back to my base. So take your time on this drill, just keep going. So we're bridging, grabbing like a single leg, and coming up to our base. Let's go, team. Nice. Good job, team. Keep going. Time, team, on your feet. All right, so this next drill. So we're gonna work out our legs first, and then we're gonna do some visualizing, more guard passing. So right here. So hands on the ground, move forward. I take my hands off the ground. So my hands come up every time. Every time. So I'm not super low, but I'm not super high. I'm low. Here, my elbows are on my knees, more like in a passing position here. Put my hands down, step forward. Then I come back with my elbows on my knees here. All right, team. So let's begin going forward and backwards. So we go backwards, elbows rest, forward, elbows rest. Keep going, keep going. Good, team. So now from here, so I'm staying low. I'm not turning my torso. I'm just bending my knee here, and I'm coming back. So my chest moves a little bit, but I'm not following that direction. I'm staying here. So it's like I'm passing the guard. They're trying to get their de la Hiva, trying to get their hooks in. I'm just killing their hooks, and then I come back. Kill the hook and come back. So just try this, team. Stay low. You'll feel it in your legs. I am tapping that knee down to the ground, tapping it down, then come back up. Tap it down, come back up. All right, time team. Stand up, shake it out if you need to. All right, so now we're gonna do some visualizing our guard passing. So my favorite guard pass is the cut through. And you can do a lot of jiu-jitsu drills on your own. You have the right mindset. So be here in our grappling stance. I'm gonna put my hand down here. I'm getting the underhook, cut through the guard here. So I'm cutting through, dropping my hip down to the ground. And then this back leg over here, I'm gonna push and I'll come up to side mount. So coming up more like a turtle position, but it's gonna stimulate my side mount right here. So I got my cross face, my underhook, my head down. I'm trying to stand back up, cut through, push, come back to side mount here. I can practice both sides. So just here, hip down, and then that back foot, that's what's pushing our hips up, and we get our side mount with our cross face. So let's practice this, team. And go at your own pace. You don't have to do this one fast. Just go slow. Here. Here. You don't have to do this drill fast. If you have the space and you want to speed it up, you can, but you don't have to. Just here. Keep going, keep practicing. Nice, team. Okay, so let's add a little bit to that. So same thing. So here, cut through, side mount, come up. So it's like grabbing inside the elbow, push the head down, pulling them on a knee ride, step around, and I just sit down and I have an arm bar right there. So we're here. So cut through, side mount, pop up, big chest, step around, hips up for the arm bar. So try it out. If you have limited space, you might have to modify it. You can break this up to different parts. If you have the room, let's try it out. Visualize the guard pass, side mount, knee on belly, and then the arm bar finish. Hips up high when you finish the arm bar. Cut through, up, step around, hips up high, and finish. Nice, good job, team. Good, keep drilling, keep practicing. Okay, time team. So now we're gonna do the same thing, but it's a little different finish. So here, same cut through. So cut through, hips down, pushing, coming up. So now I'm trying to simulate, I'm going to mouse. I'm gonna step my foot across, square my hips up, posture up, and I'm just doing my spinning arm bar from here. So I'm here, drop the weight. I'm just doing an arm bar from arm mount. So we cut through, side mount here, so my hips are squared. Step over to the mount, pop up, put the weight on your hands. Then I do that spinning armbar drill here. So that knee goes behind his head. The other one is like curling under the armpit. That is lean to that side. So I drop my hips, so I'm back in my sitting base position. And I throw the other leg over, sit down for my arm bar. So let's try this one out, team, if you have the space. So we're standing, we're low, cut through, side mount, full mount, all the way to our arm bar. And make sure you bridge your hips up to finish that arm bar at the end. Keep going, team, a few more minutes drilling. Try to practice both sides too. Forgot to add the technical get up. So you guys are standing up. Do the technical jiu-jitsu get up. So when you're just at the end, your protection get up. So that's right here. Keep going, team. One more minute. Last one, team. Last one. We're done with that last one. That's time. Good. Are you guys like that workout? Yes, no? All right, cool. Nice work. All right, so we're gonna do some abs. It's gonna help our mobility too. So the first one we're gonna do right here, I'm gonna hold my foot. So I'm gonna hold my foot, I'm gonna hold my knee, and this other leg, I'm gonna go up and down. So I'm doing leg raises with one side. My shoulders are off the ground, my elbows are off the ground. Both my feet are flexed. We're doing leg raises on one side. And Jorge, this was inspired by Rodney Yee. So talk all your trash. You're gonna switch sides. So I'm just bringing my legs in, grabbing my foot, flexing it, flexing my knee, flexing both my feet, and the other leg's just going up and down. Good, team. So now we're gonna do like this is called reverse crow, but it really helps your guard. So here I'm putting my feet together, opening my knees, putting my elbows on the inside, and I'm flexing up. So I'm trying to push my knees into my armpits. So my knees are going down as my shoulders are going up. So really work on getting both of those angles and then try to hold that. So don't just, so now we're just crunching up. We're trying to crunch in and up, feet flex, coming off the ground, and we're holding this position straight. So it should burn, and that's how you know you're in the position. If it's not burning, make sure you're pulling your knees into your armpits, and you're trying to put your armpits on your knees. And you're flexing in that position. Okay, so now lower your shoulders down, arms over your head, and then now put your right elbow on your left knee. And now we're just going to the side right here. Same thing, you're trying to bring your knees into your armpit and your armpit to your knees. So you're getting those abs working from both directions. And then you should feel a burn, and that's when you know you're in the spot. Good, lay back down. And now the other side. So left elbow, the left armpit into our right knee. Pull your knees in. Try to put your armpit on it. And this is like a guard too. We're trying to block the pressure with our diamond over here. Good. All right, lay back down. All right, one more time each side. So now going forward, putting your knees to your armpits, armpits to your knees. Good, lay back down. Right armpit to left knee. Pull it. Get back down. Left to right or opposite side. Pull it. And time, lay back down. Get to sit up and then go belly down. Push up, stretch out your abs here. Good, push back. Good, all right, so Professor Travis is going to join us again, team. Okay, there he is.
All right. Let me see if anyone joined super late. Nope. Same crowd. All right. Let's open up for some questions, everyone. If we have any. George gets us started, as always. Yes, sir.
So this is about the breathing. So I have this fancy like heart monitor thing, right? And when you were talking, when we were working out, my heart rate went up to like 108, something like that.
Yeah.
And then once you were talking, it just dropped down to very close to my resting heart rate. It was like maybe 59, 58, real low. Mm-hmm. But once we started breathing, like the fast breathing, I checked after and it was like 143. So yeah. That made it really hard to like, hold my breath because I was like, normally when I do that, it's like I can hold it for a long time. But this time it was like maybe like 26, 30 seconds in, I was like, I can't do it anymore. And my heart was just pounding. Is that normal?
I mean, I have the same thing if I do it after working out. Because your heart rate comes down because your body, I guess stops moving. But you just worked out. You know what I mean? Like you still have I don't know this for sure. Like I'm not a doctor, but it makes sense that your body is still supplying a higher amount of oxygen to your muscles. So it's not like you're going to need more. And then when you start breathing, heavy, it does take some energy to do that. I tried to do it at the pool the other day. I did like a pool workout and then I tried to do the breathing to do an underwater hold and I totally sucked at it because I was post exercise trying to do it. If you want to do this for like longevity, like trying to hold your breath as long as you can, then it's better to be really calm. Like right when you wake up in the morning is the best time, like your heart rate's at its lowest and you just go into the rhythm. And then the first round's not going to be that impressive. And the second one will be a little better. Usually the second one, I add like a third of the time. And then the third one, I add like another 25%. It gradually is a lower percentage, but I keep moving up for as many rounds as you do it. And then you might hit a peak where you're like, okay, I can't go past 3.5 minutes or something like that. It depends on, the person, I guess. But yeah, I think that's pretty normal. That makes sense. Your body's still like, using more. But don't take my word for any of this. I don't know really what I'm talking about. That's what I think.
No, yeah, and I wasn't like looking for medical advice. I bet basically what you gave me for when I wanted like your experience on it.
Yeah, if I do it after working out, like I can't hold my breath that long. I got to do it.
Yeah, it actually spiked my heart more than the workout. Like this felt like the way my heart was going is like when I'm doing like a kickboxing intense like bag workout.
Yeah. That's all I have. Any other questions we have, team? Sam. Yes, sir.
I keep looking over this blue belt testing requirements, and I see this phrase being thrown around a lot, headquarters. I've heard a lot of people talk about it on the YouTube stuff. Is headquarters like if you're kind of playing like an open guard, double sleeve grip, both feet on the hips?
So it's two positions. We have one we call from the guard and one when we're passing the guard. And it's just a positional name because it's a great base for starting a game there, right? So from the guard, it's a great starting position where you're very safe and you have a lot of options for attacks. And for passing, it's very safe because you have a lot of options for passing and you're not in a lot of danger. The guard headquarters is when I am in the guard and I have the feet on the hips and I have the knees wide pressing against the biceps. So both feet here, knees here. He can't do anything until he changes one of these. He's got to get rid of one hook or he's got to get one arm out of there. And if I'm in here, I'm going to have the first choice. It allows me to shrimp left and right. It allows me to change my position, spider guard. It allows me to change an angle and switch my grip, right? And it allows me to place my feet in a different position to work a different guard. But by starting there, because if I just open my guard and I try to go right for a game, I might be stuffed. But if I start there, then I know I have some control. And then the headquarters for passing, we do, let's turn this way. We do this, actually you can kind of see here, with one foot behind the leg and one foot on the outside of the leg, right? And I'm sitting right down on top of this ankle and I'm like in a squatted position. I'm not leaning too much left or right, right? And what I need here is two grips. I can do different things, but either same side lapel, same side pants this way, or same side lapel, same side outside of the pants this way. Each of them opens up different opportunities, right? This is great for the X-Pass game, right? This is really great for a cut through or for like a shotgun style pass. But both of those grips variations are still the headquarters position, right? I'm holding, because when I hold the lapel and the leg, they don't get to move with their shrimping action. Either way, lapel and leg, right? They're still stuck in a position where they have limited movement. And the point of that position is that it shuts down their ability to get their feet where they can work. So my headquarters on the top sort of shuts down their headquarters on the bottom, or their de la Hiva, or their spider open guard, because it nullifies all those points, right? Not that they can't do it. If they're real flexible and strong, they'll move you. They can figure out a way. But I've got to keep up with their little movements. But all things being equal, I have a better starting position than they do because I've taken away all of the main guards. There's no close guard. There's no half guard, not a good one. They could try to go for it, but they would get smashed. There's no de la Hiva because I'm keeping my knee away. There's no feet on the hips, right? All these games are kind of crushed. And then back to the guard. When I'm in the bottom and I've got the sleeves and I've got the feet like on the hips, they have no headquarters. They have no cut through. They have no leg drag. All the guard passes that we do, they're all stuffed in that position. So you're kind of taking care of, it's almost like prevention. It's like a prevention position, right? Get to a position you know you can work from, and then you have choices based on how they're trying to react. Yeah, good question. Does that, do those two positions make sense though? Okay, right on. Good. Hey, quick reminder, guys, try to be in class tomorrow, please, at 10 o'clock. We're going to do another kind of intense drill, sweat, moving session. And I would really like to see you guys there, but that'll be at 10, not 11 tomorrow. Cool. What other questions do we have, team? Where did Donovan go? I guess Donovan could only hit the first 45. Anything else we'd like to look at before we maybe teach one technique, Miss Sima?
So mine's kind of off of that. I feel like I do get stuck in like those positions where someone has their like foot on my hips and they're grabbing my sleeves. My question is, how would I break those grips or get like the feet off my hip without getting their feet off my hip without like getting into a worse position?
So, I'll have just one idea. We'll look at the bad position, but then let's look at preventing that position. So normally, when we get caught in something like that, we're exposing ourselves this way. If I keep my elbows in when someone's trying to pull my arm away and put their foot on my hip, if I block that, now I've taken care of that. So from this position, let's just look at one idea. If Professor Cameron wants to hold my sleeve and put this foot on my hip, okay, he gets the sleeve and I go here. So now, and I'm just showing one side to try to make it simple. I know in a real match, there's the whole other side, right? But now if he tries to put that foot on the bicep or the hip, there's no strength there. See that? And I don't have to break this grip because I can sometimes use that hand to get a grip of my own. Now, the same thing with the other side. Let's just say my only purpose is to block that. It gets double sleeve and both. So you see, I'm in this real crowded position. So now he tries to put the feet on the hips, tries to stretch my shin, but I'm turning my knees in and out. He tries to put his feet on my biceps, keep the feet on the biceps. Yeah. So sometimes the answer is to take away the positional control, right? Now, if I get a grip and the pressure is down, and I'm winning that, even if he has a sleeve grip, he tries to put that foot on my hip, can't do it. Okay, so part of the answer is how you apply your grip, pressure. And the other part is about blocking. Because once you're in the bad position, everything's much more difficult. There's not a good answer like, oh, just get rid of this, right? No way, you can't. They're way too strong. So if I do find myself here, feet on the hips, lots of pressure, and I'm like, oh, then many times I'm sitting back where I can start to open that up. And now I can start to grip. And now I can put that pressure down. Now I can start to move, right? But I think what's likely happening is you are walking into the trap and you're giving them too much, right? Start a little more cautiously, right? So go ahead, get the grips and start putting the feet on the hips, like whatever. You see how like I'm controlling one leg with my left hand, this one's here, and I'm kind of blocking like that. If he starts to use the hooks inside like that, turn the knee against the hook. De la Hiva, that kills the hooks on the shins. The hook on the hip, turn the hip, block with the elbow. And then one hand pushing down. And then I'm also kind of kicking my leg out, right? So I'm explaining a lot, but there is a lot that goes into passing the guard. But if you get stretched and stuck, now you have to be flexible. If you ever go with Professor Cameron or Coach Anthony, they can handle that because they can do all this stuff really well, right? And that's good. It's good to be able to be stretched out and not fall over. But it's not the first choice, right? You want to try to block that. So elbows, a little bit of a squat, knees and hips turning to kill those angles. Knee can turn out to kill a de la riva, it can turn in to kill a shin. This elbow can pop out to get rid of that, and I can start looking for grips here to back up and turn into more of a bullfighter pass type game. Okay. You can break grips, yes, but sometimes you'll only like kind of neutralize the position, but you won't get away, right? You're still kind of stuck, but you're not like all tied up. Then sometimes I got to break your grip. So let me show you just one grip break that maybe you haven't done before, because most of us do the breaking off the collar. So if we're here, right, and I'm like getting rid of this, but I'm not really getting, but I still feel like his arms are strong. Like we're used to the collar grip, but we don't always look at breaking this. Cross grab, loosen up, punch. See that? Right? Cross. Don't just punch here. Like shrink. That weakens his grip because he's holding on to a loose grip. And now I can start to engage. And sometimes one grip break starts the path of passing really quick. Like you'd be tied up, and then one grip break and you're free. Yes, George.
Piggybacking off Simon's question, I know you showed this like in one of the very first video, like online classes that we did, but could you go over it again, that lasso break, when they really have you in the lasso and you can't swim out? Yeah. But you showed a break where you kind of like step around, like you beat it in the same direction.
Sure. Yeah. Simon, does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Welcome. So a deep lasso, when we don't have any weaving out. All right. So first things first, get a grip. My right hand is going to grip the collar. You can see that, right? You need a grip. It doesn't have to be a deep grip. If I go real deep and he stretches his leg, he's going to kind of rip my finger. So I just need a handle so that he can't pull me through to an old triangle. My other hand is going to control the inside leg. Now I pin, I back away, and if you notice, his foot is kind of free there. And I'm trying to get my shoulder pinning here. Now I keep it pinned as I come around, and I can anchor this over. Now, if nothing happens, then I can just pin and go for it. There's a good chance they're going to roll up into a guard recovery. And I want to be right here ready to go when they do that. Like, I have to crowd that space very quickly, because if he just his thought is, oh, failed lasso, go back to guard, and it's going to be pretty quick recovery. And if I just kind of let him recover and then try to come in, it won't work. Like, as he's recovering, I need to already be crowding that space heavily and ready to butt flop pass to the inside so that they can't do anything. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to stay in a stack, like a split stack position. Make sense? We do just one more time. If this doesn't work, right? So we're here. I've got my grip here like this. Boom, back away. I come around. I want to stack, but he doesn't go here. I try to come in, but he starts crowding me. Stay here. Never let them recover. Just stay, and then you can come back into that guard passing game. It is super important. Like, this is a great concept in general. Many of your passes will come from you defending an attacking opponent's like offense, right? And I don't want to voluntarily put myself into a triangle or an armbar or a lasso or anything like that. Really big guys though, like they used to do this, they would voluntarily put themselves in triangles because they knew they would get out with a stack pass, right? But that's a dangerous game to play. It's not wise. It kind of is against conventional training. But if you know your body, you get away with it. But you're going to get put in bad positions, right? Like we're going to get put in arm bars and omoplatas. Our method of escape should not just be run away, because sometimes you can't run away. And many times you were never going to pass their guard. Like their guard is too good. That's why you got caught in the omoplata. But because of the omoplata, you now have a chance to pass the guard. So it's about switching your brain to, okay, defend the danger and immediately pass the guard. And I see too often, especially at the earlier belt, it's like defend, and then you just get away and you start over. All you've done is taught your opponent how you react, so that the next time that they do it to you, they're going to do it the right way. So when you drill these movements like escapes, look for the offensive opportunity on the other side of the escape itself, for like all techniques, right? And you'll see at the highest level, a lot of the best, like a lot of the points that are scored come off of somebody escaping a submission. It's just the way it is. Okay, guys, we have exhausted our time. Really good questions today. Thank you guys so much. You're all YouTube stars today. So I hope you signed the waiver, so it doesn't matter. You have to be there. All right, thanks, guys. And please join me tomorrow, 10 o'clock. We're going to sweat. Let's get ready. Line up. Here we are. Ready, stance. Attention. And work, team. Bye, guys.